Rob Parsons has over 2 decades of experience in the professional imaging industry. His studio provides commercial photography, videography, graphic design and web coding to the corporate and government sectors. In his spare time, he enjoys yacht racing and flying aeroplanes.
Hi, I studied photography at JCU in the early 90s. These were the days of film and dark rooms, and I revelled in immersing myself in those mysterious arts. Seeing the latent image emerge from a tray of developer under the subdued light was an experience I will always treasure. I spent much time documenting, in those days, artworks and exhibitions for many of the artists who are in the audience today. I was invited to participate in a photographic exhibition on jazz culture and planned a trip of a lifetime. Together with my partner Lucy, we set off to visit jazz dens in Sydney, Melbourne, London and Paris. My letter of introduction from the curator of the exhibition opened doors I'd never imagined could be opened so easily. Given direct access backstage and to the performers, I was able to collect an exciting array of imagery of which I am proud. It was great fun participating in the exhibition, though I perhaps overdid it a little on the expense account, and it was unlikely that I was going to make money from this initial foray. See, I'm rushing, I'm pretty ahead of it. As so many postgraduate photographers do, I entered the field of weddings and family portraiture in order to pay the bills. This was time spent working 7 days a week to fulfil the requirements of the genre. I still undertake family portrait and wedding commissions, and work is still intense, though at least I have my weekends now. Now my wedding and portrait assignments tend to be in more exotic locations, such as Orpheus Island and the Whitsunday Islands, and for clients willing to invest in a photographer with a greater depth of experience. This certainly is one of the privileges of my chosen career path. I'm very fortunate to spend a life that entails visiting very interesting locations, meeting many wonderful people, and some not so wonderful, and having access to experiences that most never will. On one such occasion, a commercial client flew me to the Cook Islands to document her wedding, though it is through the commercial application of my skill rather than the domestic that I flourished. My first big break came with a multinational construction company who was redeveloping the RAF base in Townsville. I was commissioned to document the process and to create a folio of imagery of the finished product. I went on to work with Leighton contractors for many years, visiting their sites all over Australia and New Zealand. This work was instrumental in helping me gain work with the multinational mining giant Xstrata, for whom I also travelled the length and breadth of Australia. It certainly broadened my horizon. In the beginning, this work was shot on medium format cameras and transparency film, which I would process myself in my darkroom. A continuation of the dark arts of photography, some might say. Then came digital photography and a steep, though fulfilling learning curve as I came to terms with this democratising transition within my industry. Townsville over the years, I have managed to attain a private pilot's licence, and my love of flying has tied in very well with my professional work. Not flying and photographing on my own, that would be illegal and probably highly dangerous. Again, I feel very privileged that people are confident to invest in me to create imagery of their chosen subject from the air. To see the world from this perspective is something I revel in. For the past 2 decades, I've called Townsville home, and one could say that the city has been good to me. In this time, the world has become a smaller place, and travelling great distances for work very feasible. I'm the parent of 2 beautiful young boys, of whom I am very proud, and I feel fortunate to be able to work for the multinational and governmental clients that I do, whilst being able to remain in such an idyllic location, which is perfect for raising my young family. The foundations provided to me by James Cook University have allowed me a very fulfilling life, and all without ever having left town.